cosmic force that is active in the psychic sphere of microcosms is Bhairavi Shakti, as Bhairavi is the force which starts moving from a vertex of the unbalanced supreme triangle. One will have to concentrate one's mind on a particular point in the process of sadhana. Thus in asana shuddhi, Bhairavi Shakti is concentrated at a nuclear point and subsequently transformed into Kaushiki Shakti. When that transformation occurs, the unit mind gradually dissolves into the cosmic mind. The three principles of Prakriti remain perfectly balanced in Kaushiki Shakti and thus lie unexpressed. Devotees reach Kaushiki Shakti with the help of Bhavani and Bhairavi Shaktis. Hence devotees must be Shaktas, always ready to fight against the hostile forces which thwart spiritual progress. They must not encourage timidity or cowardice. If their minds are directed towards Bhavani Shakti, their Bhairavi Shakti will become crudified. Hence Sarkas must carry on a relentless fight against all crudifying forces. For this reason they must also be Viracharis, tantrics who adopt a particularly heroic ideation while seeking to confront and overcome all mental weaknesses. They must ideate constantly on Paramapurusha and gradually transform Bhairavi Shakti into Kaushiki Shakti. But one should remember that Kaushiki Shakti is not one's final goal. Even after merging one's identity into Kaushiki Shakti, it can still be the cause of bondage and subsequent rebirth. Of all the bondages, the bondage of Bhavani is most strongly felt. But Bhavani herself is not the original entity. While utilizing mundane objects, one should always ideate on the cognitive faculty, working behind this myriad world of forms and colors. The regressive movement that the mind makes when ideating on matter is prevented by this cosmic ideation of Brahmacharya sadhana. One who ideates on the supreme entity while engaged in individual and collective sadhana establishes a happy correlation between Bhairavi Shakti and one's cognitive faculty. Such a person will never degenerate, even though his or her cherished supreme goal may not be fully realized. The main factor is the clear awareness of one's goal. Your own excellence depends on the excellence of your goal. To build a bridge over the Ganges is not a goal in itself. The actual goal is to connect North Bihar to South Bihar. Of course that goal is achieved by building the bridge. The attainment of Brahma signifies the victory of one's ideology. First the victory of Bhairavi Shakti, and then the victory of Kaushiki Shakti, or put in another way, first the defeat of Bhavani Shakti, then the defeat of Bhairavi and Kaushiki Shaktis at the hands of Purusha. When one becomes the master of Bhavani, Bhairavi and Kaushiki Shaktis, one attains enormous power to subdue the wicked forces and protect the forces of righteousness in the external world. One who does not practice any active sadhana to control these three Shaktis and expand one's cognitive faculty cannot fight against antisocial forces. This process of bringing these three Shaktis within one's control is called sadhana samara, the battle of intuitional practice. This battle should end in one of two ways, in victory or in death. One should never undergo the ignominy of defeat. If one dies while seeking the Supreme, one will surely attain the Supreme after death. One who is totally absorbed in ideation of the Supreme becomes one with the Supreme at the time of death. This is certainly true in the case of devotees. The duality between the one who serves and the entity served ceases to exist. Ultimately, the one who serves, the entity who is served, and the action of serving becomes fused into one. If one's goal is right, one is sure to attain the supreme stance, and one who attains the supreme stance will never make the mistake of differentiating between high and low, literate and illiterate, touchable and untouchable. Shmashaneva grihe hiranyeva dhrinne tanujeva ripo hutasheva jale Swakieva pore samatvena buddhya viraje avaduto dvitiyo maheshaha. The sadhaka who views everything with equanimity, be it his home or the burial ground, gold or grass, his own children or his enemies, fire or water, his own property or another's property, lives in the world as an avaduta, as if the second manifestation of Shiva. 24th of March 1959, DMC, Saharsha.